to go. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to all of you who are with us. Welcome to all of you who are on your way in from the foyer and can maybe hear my voice beckoning you to join us in the sanctuary. And welcome to all of you who are joining us on live stream. It is so good to be with you. Most of those who are still in the other space in our building are our graduates, so we will welcome them later and give them a blessing. But for the moment, just know that they are here, wandering the building as they have for the last 18 years of their life. And we'll take a moment to look around, those of you who are here to say hello to each other, to just stand up and say hello to each other. Find somebody that may look or seem new to you, and greet each other and give each other a hello. Yes, all of you who are joining, you're welcome to come on in, take a seat. Hello, graduates. You can come sit wherever you'd like. We're going to continue beginning our Shabbat, welcoming in Shabbat, with the words of candle lighting and kiddush. This has happened once before.
The matchbox.
It is.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And we join together in the words of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת אמן.
All right, do we happen to have any June birthdays in the house of folks who are turning an age that is 13 or younger with a birthday in June? I see at least 2. Any others? All right, come on up. Here we go. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, June birthdays. Happy birthday to you.
Clearly excited about part of what was happening, and perhaps not as excited about the other part of what was happening. Anytime you get a little ice cream, it's worth coming up to the bima briefly, indeed. So tonight is a night all about blessings. We have blessings sprinkled throughout our service, always, but then on top of that, we have a number of extra special blessings sprinkled throughout our service. And each day, we experience all sorts of blessings, small, medium, and large. And so, in addition to the large milestone moments that we will be honoring today, it has become a custom in our community to invite everyone who is here to think of something that has happened in this past week that you are grateful for, a small or large miracle or moment that you would like to share with the community. So, does anyone have a moment to share? 90 what? 94 on a math assignment. Mazel tov. Exam, not assignment. That would be, yeah, no, we're in exam land. It's true. Yes? Do you have your hand up? Still thinking? Okay, still thinking over in this corner. Anyone else have yes? Yay! College graduates too. Any other moments to celebrate? Oh, here we go. We've got one. Cake!
Cake.
A shehecheyanu for cakes. So for all of those blessings, for anything else that you are keeping with you, for any of you online who have moments that you want to share as well, we offer together the words of shehecheyanu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
As we prepare to welcome in the Sabbath bride, I'm going to invite recent bride, Clarissa, to join us on the bima for the first of our many blessings tonight. Clarissa, you just recently entered a new decade, your 30s. And while some people have trouble arriving into new zeros and fives, you are so excited to be 30. Your 20s were important for you. In many ways, it was a decade of becoming, figuring out who you are, what you want to do with your life. And in crossing over this threshold into 30, you can look back and be proud and grateful for all you have accomplished. And so in honor of your birthday, as you begin to look forward toward all that this next decade will bring, we offer you this blessing. Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu, God of our ancestors, bless Clarissa as she enters her 30th year. God, thank you for wonderful support systems, for the family Clarissa was blessed to be born into, and for those who have become family along the way. Thank you for this deep and powerful faith, and for helping Clarissa fully arrive into her Judaism. Clarissa, as you move into this next phase of your life, may you be blessed with continued strength and confidence. You know what you stand for. May you continue to feel sturdy and clear in your beliefs. May you and all those in your support system be blessed with health. May God sustain your well-being, Nathan's well-being, and the well-being of all who help enrich your life. And may you all have many opportunities to celebrate with each other for many years to come. And lastly, may you be blessed with patience, that hardest of all virtues. May you have the patience to sit into the hard and uncomfortable and scary moments, to give life time to unfold, and to wait and see what it might lead you to next. Kehillat Shabbat. May this be God's will. And happy birthday. We continue together with the words of Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad hishmianu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha. Merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. Torah umitzvot, chukim umishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochbeinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, uvahem negeh yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Yai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol vavcha uvchol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך. יאי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. יאי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי לי לי. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאותה ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. יאי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי 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 לי, יאי לי לי לי. In this service, all about many blessings, we sing together the words of Mi Chamocha with gratitude for the blessing of freedom. Mi Chamocha Bailim Adonai, Mi Chamocha Nedar Bakodesh, Mi Chamocha Bailim Adonai, Mi Chamocha Nedar Bakodesh. Nora Tehilot ביתך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ואמרו, זה אלינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
In a few minutes, we will offer the words of Hashkivenu, a favorite prayer for many of our graduates because it transports them from wherever they are right back to Nifty or BBYO or camp. Hashkivenu is starry skies and arms draped over and under and around each other and uncontrollable giggles and the deep peace that comes from knowing you are surrounded by safety and comfort and love. And since she's heading to camp tomorrow, and since she just celebrated her 18th birthday, I'm going to invite Kaya to join us on the bima for a blessing. Come on up. Kaya, it has been a joy to be a part of your life over these last 6 years. From sitting in my office working on bat mitzvah speeches, to shenanigans in Charleston with your confirmation class, to boba tea check-ins in the Arboretum. And that doesn't even cover the many ways in which you have enriched our Temple Bethel community over the years. You are thoughtful, you are incisive, you are skeptical, and you are kind. A little bit Slytherin, but a lot Ravenclaw, and more Gryffindor than you sometimes want to believe. And now you are 18. 18 feels different, more than you thought it would. You are no longer a child in the eyes of the law. And since you've never wanted to be treated like one anyway, now maybe the adults of the world will take you a little more seriously. And yet, that's also means shedding the safety of what it means to be a kid. And that's why we have Hashkivenu. Because the world is big and exciting, but also perhaps a little overwhelming sometimes. And adults need to feel safe and protected too. So as we prepare for Hashkivenu, we thank the one that is greater than any one of us, or as your subconscious apparently decided, the great floating ball of Pinterest self-affirmation backgrounds. Thank you for these 18 years of growth and self-discovery. Thank you for family who loves you, friends who have your back, and a community who will cheer you on as you go out and take over the world. May you be blessed with continued confidence and a reminder that when confidence is harder to find, you have so many people waiting in the wings to support you. We say amen and happy birthday. Continue together with the words of Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamideinu shomreinu l'chaim.
We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et HaShamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, la'asot et HaShabbat l'dorotam berit olam. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sifatai tivta my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Ve'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chaste Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'nehem Lema'an Shemo Ve'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Birachamim Rabim Somech Nofelim Verofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'neman Atal HaChayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kadoshim V'chol Yom Yahalelucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. We take time for silent prayer, either with the words on the page or the words in your hearts. Please be seated when your prayers are complete. Lechi lach to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha to a place you do not know. Lechi lach on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechilach, Lechilach, and I shall make your name great. Lech Lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechilach, to the place that I will show you. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Lechilach.
Take a moment in our service to think of those in our lives who are in need of extra blessing, particularly those who are in need of healing. That might be healing of body or of spirit. That might be the healing needed when you are caring for those in need of healing. So I'm going to invite you to take a moment as the names of those we are thinking of the community scroll through on the screen to bring to mind anyone in your own world, anyone in your own life who is in need of extra light and extra love. I invite you to share those names in your hearts. And in a moment, I'll invite us to share any of those names that you would like to aloud as my hand moves around the room. Misheberach avotenu mekor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor haberacha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah
Shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I'm going to invite Wendy and Mark to join us on the bema. Blessings keep going, folks. Come on up. So tonight, well, this month, the two of you, Wednesday, you two celebrated and continue to celebrate 20 years of marriage. Or, as you told me, 42 seasons of survivors worth of marriage. The two of you are very different people. And it may be that that's what makes you so well suited for each other. Because you complement each other. You balance each other. And Mark, when I was talking to Wendy earlier today, one of the things that she mentioned is how much it has meant to her that you have been willing from the very beginning to be a supportive, involved member of this community. This is not a community you were raised in, but it has always been just as important to you to raise your kids in this community and to be supportive of Wendy throughout all of these moments in time. And so, we offer you this blessing. Eloheinu v'Elohe v'imotenu, God of our ancestors, bless these two who have loved each other for a very long time, with years and years and years of more love. Thank you, God, for family, for what it means to build a relationship that builds a family, for what it means to be good parents, good, solid parents who agree on what it means to raise kids well. Thank you for health and for successes in your life so far. Thank you for all that you have gotten to do together. And as you move into this next year, this next decade yourself, as you inch, as you said, closer to retirement, God, we ask that they make it there successfully and safely and healthily, and that you continue to get to spend as many moments as possible together with family in good health. And we say, Amen. Happy anniversary. In a few minutes, I'm going to bring the graduating class of 2022 up here. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you all a story. I've told this story once before, and you might hear it again, because in Judaism there are so many stories, but there's also only so many stories, and sometimes it's the right moment for a story. So here is tonight's story. There was once a young person, a recent graduate, if you will, proud as you can imagine. He wore a freshly laundered suit. You might call it a fit. His hat had one of those fancy feathers in it. And he had a sword, and his sword, it was in a time when you could wear swords just because you wanted to. His sword was gleaming gold. He was pretty sure of himself. And one day he was walking home and he heard a commotion in an alley. So he ventured into the darkness, and there in the distance he saw a woman in rags. Get out here and show your face, he said. But the woman in rags did not come forward. I am a very important person, and I command you, come forward. The woman in rags did not move. Instead, she just shifted her weight from one foot to the other and spoke. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. Do with me, the dapper fellow mocked. Do with me? You don't do with me. I do with you. I am a very important person, and I command you to come forward. Ah, said the woman in rags. Now I know what to do with you. And she drew a sword. And without further word, she moved to attack. The fellow drew his own sword in self-defense. Stop that, he ordered. Put your sword down right now. But the woman in rags did not stop. The dapper fellow had to parry thrusts left and right. Stop, he said again, but to no avail. He was forced to retreat. The woman in rags was a seasoned swordswoman, and it seemed she might win. But just then she lowered her guard, and what the fellow had intended as a parry turned into a thrust. His sword ran through the woman in rags. Oh no, I didn't mean that, the fellow said. I didn't mean to hurt you. Why didn't you stop when I ordered you to? Why did you attack me? The woman in rags waved the words away. I'm leaving you, she said. And as I do, I put upon you the curse of blessings. Every day you must say a new blessing, one you have never said before. On the day you do not say a new blessing, on that day you will die. With that, the woman in rags closed her eyes. The fellow looked around for help. There was none to be found, and when he turned back, the woman in rags had disappeared. She was gone. It was a dream. It was a dream, he thought. It was a dream. I must have imagined it. And so he went home. It was late. The sun was setting. And as much as he tried to forget the experience, he could not. He felt his body growing cold and knew from the chill that his life was leaving him. And in a panic, he uttered these words of blessing. You're blessed, God, who's created such a beautiful sunset. At once, warmth and life flowed back into him. He realized, with both shock and relief, the curse had been for real. So the next morning, he did not delay. He woke with words of blessing. You are blessed that you allowed me to wake up this morning. His life felt secure the entire day. And the next morning, he blessed his ability to rise from his bed. And the following day that he could tie his shoes. Day after day, he found abilities he could bless. That he could go to the bathroom, that he had teeth to brush, that each finger of his hands still worked, that he had toes on his feet and hair on his head. He had hair on his head at that point in his life. He blessed his clothes, every garment individually. He blessed his house, the roof and floor, his furniture, every table and chair. At last, he ran out of things to bless. So he began to bless relationships. He blessed his family and friends, fellow workers, those who worked for him. He blessed the mailman and the clerks. He was surprised to find they appreciated the blessings. His words had power. His gratitude had power. They drew family and friends closer to him. And word went out that this man was a source of blessing. And so years passed, decades. The fellow had to go farther afield to find new sources of blessing. He blessed city councils and university buildings and scientists and their discoveries. And as he traveled through the world, he became aware and even more in awe of the balance and beauty he found, and he blessed that balance and beauty. The more he learned, the more he had to bless, His life was long, and he had the opportunity to learn in every field. He passed the age of 100. Most of his friends were long gone. His time was relegated to searching for the purpose in life, the one source from which all blessings flow. He had long since realized that he was not the source, but only the conduit. And even that realization was welcomed with a blessing that sustained him for yet another day. And as he approached the age of Mea Ve'esrim, 120, he considered that his life was long enough. Even the great saints had not lived longer. And so on his birthday, he made a conscious decision to utter no new blessing and allow his life to come to an end. Still, he could recite old blessings, and throughout the day he reviewed them, all the blessings for his body and his possessions, for relationships that spread throughout the world, for the awesome beauty and balance of creation, and for the deep resonance, the pulse of purpose that pervaded his very being. But no new blessing passed his lips. And as the sun was setting, a chill progressed inward from his extremities. He did not resist it. In the twilight, a figure appeared. The woman in rags. "You!" the fellow exclaimed. "I have thought about you every day for 100 years. I never meant to harm you. Please forgive me." "You don't understand," said the woman in rags. "You don't know who I am, do you? I'm Elijah. I was sent 100 years ago to take your soul back to God. But when I looked at you, you weren't ready. There wasn't enough soul yet to take. An empty suit was all I saw. So I put upon you the curse of blessings. And now look what you've become." The fellow grasped in an instant all that had happened and why. Overwhelmed, he said, "I feel blessed that you have kept me alive and sustained me so I could attain this moment of insight. Now look what you've done," the woman in rags said in frustration. "A new blessing." Life flowed back into the man. And he and the woman in rags looked to each other, neither of them knowing quite what to do next. I'm going to invite the graduates up here. All the way up, all of ya. Oh, they come from all corners. Come right up here, right in front of the ark. Okay. All right, you're off center. Come on. Let's get you centered so the people on the live stream can see you. Okay. So, as all of you know, there are far more than those of you who are here today. And you are here today. And as many of you know, you are the class I began with. You were my 7th graders, for better and for worse. I spent many hours on Monday and Wednesday nights. We sat on tables. We sat under tables. Sometimes we even sat in chairs. I witnessed your B'nai Mitzvah. I traveled with you to Charleston. And now here we are. I want you to take a moment and look at this place, this space. Yeah. Now look at these people. Some of them you know. Look at the ones you know. You can wave if you want. And then take a minute and look at someone you maybe don't know. You don't have to like make eye contact, don't worry. But like look at the other people in the room. You are going out into the world and you are going to experience so many things. And some of those things are going to be exciting and easy and comfortable and wonderful. You are going to do your own laundry in shared spaces with many other people. That may be easy, that may be difficult. You'll have to figure out which one. Something is going to turn pink that wasn't initially. And there will be moments that are hard too. There just are, because that's life. I know each of you, we know each of you are pretty well equipped to handle the hard, because we've watched you through some really hard stuff already. And, like I said to Kaya a little bit earlier, when you get to those moments and things that are hard require some extra support, you know you have us. All the people who are here, all the people who aren't, all the people you know, and the people you don't. That's what it means to be in a community. It means that you are part of something greater than yourselves, and that you have a whole congregation that has your back. So we are going to offer you a blessing that you received during your B'nai Mitzvah. You may have also received it at your baby naming, who knows? You received it as a group on Zoom during confirmation. And now, live and in person, we get to offer it to you tonight.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Kein yehi ratzon. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God shine upon you, and may you feel God's radiance every time you've got sun on your shoulders.
Kein yehi ratzon. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May you always feel the presence of that which is greater than you, so that you know that even in those moments where you feel most alone, like no one could possibly understand what you're going through, you are not alone. And may you be granted the greatest gift, the gift of shleimut, of wholeness, and of shalom, of peace.
Kein yehi ratzon.
May this be God's will. And congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Yeah, we can do some snaps. They're like, do I get to sit down now? How much longer am I staring at people? Do I have to make eye contact with strangers? Tonight, we also enter into the last night of the Omer. Mm-hmm. For 49 days, we have been counting from Passover towards Shavuot. And tomorrow night, we ascend the mountain and receive Torah. And so tonight, we begin that climb with the naming of the last day of the Omer.
And the blessing is on the slides, along with the, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. Hayom tisha v'arba'im yom shehem shiv'a shavuot la'omer. Today is 49 days, which are 7 weeks of the Omer. Please rise as we continue with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach. Aleinu L'Shabeach La'adon HaKol, La'teit Gedula Liotzer Bereshit, Shelo Asanu Kegoye Ha'aratzot, Velo Samanu Kemishpechot Ha'adama, Shelo Samchelkenu Kahem, Vegor Aleinu Kechol Hamonam. Va'anachnu koreim umishachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamelachim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad ushemo echad.
You may be seated. We think now of those who have died at this time and in years past. And as we do each week, we offer their names aloud. And in sharing their name year after year, we bring all that they were into our world, and we continue to learn from them and with them. And the lessons that they taught us and the memories we have of them continue to be part of our world. If I call the name of your loved one and you would like to rise, you are welcome to do so. We're in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Larry Linker, Michael Prosha, Elizabeth Rowe, and Irving Finkelstein. We remember at their yard site Judith Abraham, Lauren Asher, Joan M. Benjamin, Seymour Biederman, Marion Bursuck, Alfred Cassell, Harry Cheen, Marty Chadraff, Dorothy Collins, George Dixon, Therese Finken, Louis Foxman, Sherry Geiser, Maxine Gale, Clara Glickman, Caitlin Harper Hampton, Janice Hayes, Alice Holzman, Susan Jacobson, Sarah Kahn, Sam Kanarek, Louis Kaplan, Lily Katz, Grace Levitt, Simon Levy, Charles Levy, Hassel Lintz, Herman Dario Lopez, I.H. Medaglia, Gerald Mittler, Philip Monches, Arthur Morgan, Robert Newman, Samuel Opperman, Harvey Bud Pearl, Albert Press, Bernard Proctor, Isidore Rosen, Ann Dina Rosenberg, Ida Ruck, Joseph Shapiro, Frida Spitz, Rebecca Schulemson, Matthew Daniel Sidoti, Shirley Rifkin Simons, Bertie Smith, Alan Solomon, Louis Sweet, Saul Vittner, Harry Wahlberg, Patsy Watson, Norman Weinstein, Esther Weisfeld, Ray Wotis. If there are any additional names to mention, I offer you the opportunity to do so now. We rise the congregational family for the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Kadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divrach Chayutei, V'yamlich Malchutei, B'chayachon Uvyomechon, Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam Ulalmei Almaya. Yit Barach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh. V'yit Hadar V'yit Ale V'yit Halal Shmeid Kudusha Brichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran Be'alma V'yimru Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen.
Oseh Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'yimru Amen.
You may be seated. A couple of announcements. There is something special happening connected to Shabbat every week this month of June. So next week, if you would like to join for services there at 6 p.m., but if you would like to go to the pool and count it as services, that begins at 4 or 4:30. Either way, it's on the internet, and we would love to have you join us. We will also have a special blessing for all of our kids going to summer camp next week. So please join us for Shabbat services to be part of that blessing. The following Friday, our Shabbat evening service will feature our Spice members, and we have a congregational Shabbat dinner following services on Friday, June 24th. You've got to register for that in advance on ShoalCloud. Tomorrow night, as I mentioned, we begin Shavuot, and we'll be back here at 7 p.m. tomorrow night with really special guests. Rabbi Micah Lapidus of the Temple in Atlanta and Melvin Kindle Miles of Atlanta's historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. They have come together to put together a really beautiful, inspirational musical program. And so we will chant from the Torah and arrive together at Sinai and learn and grow with these wonderful guests of ours. And then on Sunday morning, we have a Tot Shavuot experience and a festival morning service with Yizkor. There is a budget workshop on Sunday night. For those of you who would like to know anything about our temple's budget in advance of the annual meeting, which is incredibly important and coming up on Tuesday, both in person and on Zoom. So if you're not able to be here in person, you are able to join via Zoom. And it's a really, really important way to make sure you have a sense of what's going on at Temple and to help vote on the next set of board members. There will be a dessert reception if you come in person, however. So it's worth knowing.
All right, we conclude singing about this place and all that it can be with the hopes that our graduates remember this when they are out adventuring. Here we go. In this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, it all comes together in this house of God. In this house beats the heart of a family. In this house is the center of a community. We study and we pray, find meaning in each day. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house is a spark of God's creation. In this house there is joy and celebration. By song or by word, your prayers will be heard. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house of God. In this house we can shelter, we can clothe and feed. In this house there is always help for those in need. A stranger makes a friend, becomes inspired again. In this house, in this house, in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house. In this house, in this house, it all comes together in this house of God. Shabbat Shalom.
Be able to do the mix.
Good. Very good. Okay. I say thank you. Thank you so much.
The 24th, this last service of June is the end.
You have more in June, right? You're not done.
I think I'm done.
You think you're done?